What is going on, Buckheads, Cool Cats? We are here with the draft guide. We're gonna start off with non-peaches. I'm gonna be able to record that earlier. I still have to put a little work in on the peaches one. It's hard to explain for me right now. I just kind of draft off vibes, which is not very helpful. But I'm gonna start off with some terminology before we get into it. So with Magic Koopa, Toadsworth, Green Noki, and Green Paracupa, they have something called Line Drive Star Swing, which I'm showing off right now. Often referred to as LDSS as well. So if you hear me say that, that's what I'm referring to. And it's a very good Star Swing. It's the best non-captain one. And if you just make good contact and hit it late, the ball should always land for at least a single. Oftentimes you can leg out a double. But yeah, it's a very good Star Swing. And it's definitely a boost to all four characters that would have it. Next up, I'm gonna show off the Falcon Pop, which is another non-captain star. Had by Red Pianta specifically. Only Red has it. And then Red Shy Guy, Black Shy Guy, King Boo, and Red Noki. As well as Hammer Bro has it, but don't ever use it with Hammer Bro or King Boo. It will not work. I guess Ron has it. Red Koopa has it, but he doesn't get picked. So I'm going to start off with Red Pianta. You want to make sure the batter is a right-handed hitter for this. You can always change handedness, but it will not work if you're a lefty. It just puts the ball right over the fielder's head and lands it right in front of the right fielder. You definitely want to be pushing with Falcon Pop for it to work. Like, see, that was too good a contact. You want to make sure you're souring it on the bat as well. It will not work if you're not getting sour contact. It's just going to fly. I don't like Falcon Popping, so I'm not very good at it. But yeah, it's plain and simple. Ball keeps low. As long as you're hitting sour contact. I'm scoring around on this computer because I can. And the batter has to be righty. I'll head over to Shy Guy, and I guess I can keep it PM. But if you switch PM, which you want to do if you want to hit with him for power, you cannot Falcon Pop. Because right-handed towers control the distance of the ball. Whereas left-handed batters, when they sour, the ball goes higher, and right-handed sours, they go shorter. They land shorter, and does not control height, it's controlled distance. But if you're a lefty, you're controlling the height of the ball with sour contact. So you can't do it with a left-handed hitter. I'll try to keep note of what hitters you should probably be switching as well over to the side. But we'll get into the draft. I assigned both control boards. Take 3. But the first pick is going to go to player 1. It's often referred to as 1P. So it makes sense just to have it as player 1. So first pick is always going to be Bowser. Plain and simple, he's the best character in the game. Next up for second pick, you have 2 choices. You can pick Donkey Kong, but I would not recommend that, in all honesty. So what you want to do is pick Diddy Kong, or Peach, or Daisy, as it signifies a placeholder captain, because you can't go to this screen without a captain unless there's certain codes on, which they're not in ranked. And then for second pick, you get it since the draft is 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. We can keep saying ones for all day and still get through it. But you want to pick PD and Hammer Bro. Again, this is not a draft. This is not a guide for Peach's Stadium or Peach's Garden. Next up, as the Bowser pick, they're going to take Donkey Kong, or they should be taking Donkey Kong. He's probably the second best character in the game. It's just power is so important that Hammer Bro and PD are better than him in standard ranked play. Next up, at the pick 5, there's 2 choices here. There's 2 good choices. You have King Boo or Yoshi. Since this is mainly directed towards new players, I'm going to say go ahead and pick Yoshi. King Boo is a very high skill cap character. You have to. There's a lot of things you need to know about the game that go beyond like the basic iceberg level to hit consistent home runs with King Boo. Um, if you do want to see that, I'd recommend finding, or if I can find it, I'm gonna look at for the NPSS 13. I think finals between Hells and Face Man, where King Boo, the winner of that, whoever had King Boo was the winner of the series, or winner of the game. King Boo is very good if you can hit with him and know when to hit with him and know what sick input. That is very advanced. So I'm just gonna say go ahead and pick Yoshi. He's probably the safest pick there at pick 5. Then at player 1 or pick 1, you should automatically just take the risk on King Boo. He's the best available character. He is the best available character. For sure, it doesn't matter. He is. Then player 2 has the option of Birdo or Birdo's better. You take Birdo in this situation. Your infield is set right now. You can always see if you can always adjust if you don't get a left fielder and put Yoshi there and you get a better middle infielder. But this is a perfectly fine infield. And you also get your captain there. Next up, player 1 should be responding to that pick with Boo. Best pitcher in the game. You get to have King Boo chemistry as well. Very good overall pick. And then player 2, you pick Madge there. Good hitter. He's got the line drive star. He's got very good height and reach on short. And then player 1 picks Waluigi. He's probably the best, second best third baseman. I like Madge a little bit more. His bat's a little more consistent, in my opinion. And he's got a usable star hit. Waluigi does not. All right. So, I'm going to go ahead and switch captains. If you're on ranked play, there's a code for switching captains at the screen. You just press the start button and then go to a different captain, and then you can drop them. But you can just drop them there and not have to worry about having them on the roster. So, at this point, it's where it becomes personal preference for the player 1. Because after you're out of that top 10, it's when you can try to deviate a little bit. But for actually no, player 2's pick. What am I talking about? It's player 2's pick. So you can there's 3 picks here, in my opinion. Technically 4. Both the Mario Bros are interchangeable. They are Toadsworth can be picked here. And Wario is also really good here. Right now, I think that you'd want to take Wario because you want to take away. I'll show up. Yeah, you want to take. You see the Waluigi and King Boo or Boo, which is Wario's only chem, and you take a fringe power away from Bowser, which he kind of struggles with power anyway because Bowser gets walked a lot. And King Boo for new players is very inconsistent power, and Donkey Kong really should be slapping instead of charging. So you're taking away a fringe power that a lot of people can hit with early on that is a very easy bat to use. And you're forcing them into Pianta, taking Pianta early, or you're forcing them into Bowser in middle infield, which is very good for the player 2. But then player 1 just responds with whatever bro they want. It depends on where you're going. If you're going it depends really what stadium you're on. I would say Luigi is the pick here on every stadium but Wario's. Wario's sand slows down Luigi's fireball because it's considered on the ground, so it'll stop short. So, I'll throw that down. So, Mario and Wario's. That's a big one. Mario is better than Luigi on Warriors at this point. But Luigi has a very new player friendly bat. So any stadium other than Wario's, I'm taking Luigi. His bat's longer, his star is more forgiving. Then player 2 is going. Freaking Y button. That's on me. But no, that's all I had right. Yeah. Player 2 is gonna or player 2. The second pick should respond by picking Mario. You do not want to get locked out of a Mario brother. You do not get locked out of a Mario brother. They're the best ball jumpers for a reason. You want them. And then you force player 1 here to take Pianta. They can't take Toadsworth because they need that middle infielder because they don't want to play Bowser there because Bowser is a very bad middle infielder. He's usable, but he's alright. You can take Noki or Toadsworth here. I think you take Toadsworth. He's got a little more consistent of a slap bat, and he jumps higher, which is good for first base. That's all you're really worried about is that height. Next up, the one pick team should be taking Green Noki. You want Green Noki because Line Drive Star is better than Falcon Pop. And then, here as player 2, I'll go over the top 5 pitchers. Number 1 is Boo, which the one pick team should be getting consistently. The second is probably Dixie Kong. Third is probably Peach or Diddy. It depends on who you ask. I think Peach is worse than Diddy. I think Peach is worse than Waluigi. I think Peach is 5. But a lot of people are going to rank Peach at 3. It's personal preference. Peach throws the ball a little bit quicker, less time to curve, and you're forcing the batter's timing gets a little scrambled in the first couple innings. But as long as Dixie's on the board, I'm taking Dixie Kong. She is the number 2 pitcher. She really is. And then you're all set. On player 1, it's center field. It's a very throwaway position. But there is 4 picks that I would make here. You can take Bowser Jr. He's got a very long bat. New player friendly again. Wall jump in case you need it for some reason, which you really shouldn't need it because you have Luigi. You can go to Green Bones, specifically Green Bones because he's got line drive. He's got the line drive star, so that's the Bones you'd want. I don't like Bones. His bat's really short. You have to switch him for good contact zones. Bones is very, very good, but you have to be very patient in the box and have good plate discipline to use him correctly. Your next pick would be Green Para. Specifically green because he has line drive and red does not. With this last pick, you're trying to get someone who you're comfortable with and you can at least hit like 300 with. So he's also super jump, so you can play him at third. He's got a bigger hitbox than Boo. You can play him at third if Boo gets tired. But there's also Shy Guy. You can use whatever variant you want. He has a very good bat. Has good reach. You have to make good contact and it'll land. You can use black, but preferably you'd pick black or red for the Falcon Pop. Also, there's Toad, who's less star dependent than Bones or Green Para, but has the same problem that Green Para struggles with, which is the short bat. And that's really it for the meta throwaway picks. But I would say probably go Para or Bones. They're very easy. Just invest the star and watch the ball fly. I'm going to change the star. I'm going to pick Green Para. I like him. He's very good. Very nice bat. So, I'm going to do the lineup construction that I would use. But I'm going to link the video from Clutch 1908. He made a very, very detailed video on what you want in the lineup. But this is how I like to do my lineups. I would personally lead off with Green Para on the player 1 team. because the line drive star, you can use that. I think his bat's good enough that you could just lead off with him and get a single 2 without stars. Then I would go Donkey Kong 3 and Luigi at 4. Because if you get Para on, I guess Donkey and Bowser are interchangeable on this team, really. I would probably move Donkey Kong to 3. The goal is single with Para. Bowser gets walked, apply pressure with an almost always guaranteed single from Donkey Kong, and then Luigi star to score a run. And that would push King Boo to 5 to try to clean up whatever's left. And then Boo afterwards. And then Green Noki. And then here's the next note I'm going to give you. As long as you have Noki, Noki and PM, you want lefty Pianta to charge. I also think the Bowser team here has a lot of star hitters with Green Noki, Luigi, and Para. So you really don't want to be Falcon popping with Pianta. You can also, if you don't like having a lot of lefty bats, you can switch Donkey Kong to righty. You can switch Para to righty if you want. Those are more preference than anything. But that's the lineup I would be going with. And then the field set. If your pitcher gets tired, you're gonna go to Waluigi or Noki. I would say if your pitcher gets tired, go to Noki, move Para to left. That was really filming. Is what I would do. I think you can also pitch Para, but no. I think Para's the best left fielder you have besides Noki on this team. So that's what I would do with my lineup with a backup pitcher. And then for this lineup over here, I'm actually going to slow down and think about this because it's an Xbox controller. So, Madge, again, you can switch him whatever handedness you want. Edie, you leave him as a lefty. And then you got Hammer Bro. This one, Bro, lefty on Mario's. You want Bro lefty on Mario's because the right field wall is shorter than the left field wall, and you want to put the ball over the right field fence. You're going to want to pull with all power characters. So, you want to put it over the right field fence. And then Birdo. I mean, I think Toadsworth is probably the... Toadsworth and Wario are interchangeable at 5 and 6. Both really good bats. Doesn't really matter where you put them at. This is how I would do it. I would switch Wario to lefty. You can charge with that if you need a game-winning runner on jungle. But you have a lot of righty bats coming up, so I would flip him to lefty in this case. And then probably move... Dixie Kong is going to be last, and then Yoshi, Mario. Also, switch Dixie Kong's bat to righty. And when I say to switch handedness, it really means just the bat. So, this is the lineup I'd be running, and the same with the fielding. If Dixie Kong gets tired, you want to pitch Toadsworth, I guess. There's not really a backup pitcher. You can make the case for Mario, but you don't want to waste a wall jumper. But I think you just pitch Toadsworth there if Dixie Kong gets tired. And then I'm gonna link the clutch video in the description to go in depth on lineup construction. This is how I construct my lineups. That's how I like them. I like my line drive star swing leadoff. That is like star independent, my power hitter, and then it depends on what you want from there. If I have the power, I'll stack the power like I did on the second pick team where it goes PD Bro. But on the Bowser team, I just want to move I want to move people around on the bases. I would honestly probably put Donkey Kong right there at 2 and try to get 2 runners on and then have bases loaded for Luigi Star. It's the ideal situation. Is probably what I would go with. But the big thing is just making sure that if you're going to be charging with Wario and PM, make sure they have Chem in front of them. Don't forget to put the Chem in front if you have them. And yeah, that's how I would construct both lineups as well. I would have no problem playing with either team. But we're gonna get to the Peaches guide after this. As of right now, I don't have it recorded. I don't even know what I want to say because Peaches is a lot of reacting to what your opponent picks and getting bats that you like. But I'm gonna try to get an official something out there. And also this is a subjective ranking of the characters as well. Just know if you don't get your guy at this point, try to fall down the list. Everybody but Para, I would say, should be picked in every game. I guess Para and Dixie, depending on what pitcher you want. Besides Para and Dixie, every single character should be picked in the game. Every single one of those other 16 characters needs to be picked every game. They are good. They are the top 18 for a reason. But we're going to get into the Peaches one after this. Alright. For now, Peaches Gardens time. Wahoo! Let's go. Let's get after it. One of the most could be fun, could be not fun stages in the game. Depends on how you view it. Don't let mental get in the way of this game. Peaches is rough for everyone. So, it changes the whole entire draft. So the top 9 characters of Bowser, PD, Hammer Bro, Donkey Kong, King Boo, Yoshi, Birdo, Madge, and Boo essentially just get flipped around. So, if you have the first pick, as E1 does, you want to go ahead and pick Yoshi. Donkey Kong is also a valid pick, but at the same time, you don't want them to have Yoshi and Birdo on guard. So, player 2 immediately follows it up with Donkey Kong Birdo. This is where there's a lot of freedom. This draft has a little bit more freedom than just go this guy. He's the best player available. It's your call. Because you can draft one of the power hitters of PD or Bowser. I would say no. Don't do that. Right here, you want to pick up either Boo or Madge. I personally would pick up Madge. I don't think Boo is as valuable. Oh, I don't think Boo is more valuable than Madge on Gardens. That third base position is so important to have. So I would 100% pick Madge. Then player 2 is going to follow that up with Boo. Now's when the powers can go off the board. You essentially want to pick them 4 picks later than you would in a real draft, 3 to 4 picks later. And then, player 2 is not going to take Bro. They're not going to take King Boo. They're going to take PD Piranha, fill out that Donkey Kong and Birdo chemistry. Now their infield is set, and they have the best pitcher-catcher duo. And they're going to Birdo captain. But now, for player 1, they are going to go Fire or Boomerang Bro. It is personal preference. Fire Bro's trajectory is a little bit lackluster. You have to try to get a good stick input, which is down. If you're not comfortable with stick input or don't really know what stick input is, you definitely just want to go ahead and lock in Boomerang Bro. And the second pick team, not Mario. We're not picking Mario. Screw Mario. Pick King Boo. Give Boo and P Piranha Ken. So, now is where the draft opens up a little bit more. I would say Walu is the correct pick for player 1. Both Madge and Walu are interchangeable on first and third, but they need to be playing there. Now, you are more in the driver's seat, and you just want to react to what player 2 is doing, and see what they're leaving you. Like here, in this case, they can pick from 3 to 4 picks: Toadsworth, Wario, Luigi, or Mario. I would be picking Wario here just to make sure. It kind of solidifies Toadsworth on the way back, in all honesty, because they have to reach a little bit on Pianta just to make sure they have a usable middle infield with Yoshi. So this team, it's Mario, Luigi. It's your choice. It's Peaches. It's not Wario's. We know we're going to a stadium with a regular amount of friction. I think we're at 3 now. 3 times I've just cleared the whole team for fun. Yeah. Yeah. But I prefer Luigi, longer bat, Mario Fireball. If you get Sour, it's kind of a double play. Just make sure you're trying to make good contact with whatever Mario Bro you have. Next up, player 2 is just going to go ahead and lock in Mario. A good rule of thumb is once you see Luigi or Mario drafted, you immediately select the other one, unless there's something crazy on the board. I would say the only real thing that I would take over Mario if someone takes Luigi is Wario with Waluigi and Boo chemistry. Really, the only thing I'm taking, unless there's something crazy from the top 9 left, it'd be really the only thing that I would want over the other bro. The other wall jumpers are just so bad. Like, Baby Mario and Baby Luigi, short. Stinky bats, and they have small hitboxes in the outfield, and you want a bigger hitbox in the outfield. Toadette, very good in the field, doesn't do anything at the plate. Bowser Jr., slow in the field, but his bat's very alright. It's a very mediocre bat. He's a very mediocre character. But he does fill a niche as a wall jumper. So, well, this team really needs to pick Pianta here. You do not want to play Bowser middle infield on Gardens. You want to make sure you have Yoshi or Birdo. You want to have Yoshi, Birdo, Donkey Kong, Wario, or Pianta in the middle infield. You want to make sure you have 2 of them. Because middle infield is that damn important on Gardens. And then you can afford to let Toadsworth drop a little bit in this because he's not. Player 1 either has to pitch Waluigi to get Toadsworth, or they have to do something else that doesn't really make sense along in the draft that screws them out of this. That middle infield is so important that I'm really not comfortable playing Bro or Bowser at second base on Gardens, just because it's so important. You could pick Noki for the middle infield as well. She's got slide and catch, a decent hitbox, but you probably don't want to pick her before Pianta. So this team just locks in Noki and forces you to make a decision, you can steal Toadsworth and have a slow left field that's not going to catch anything, that's going to let a lot of balls drop. Or you can go ahead and pick someone who's going to be in left field, but is not the greatest offensively. Honestly, I think that you really want Nokia in left field, so I think you would still pick her over Toadsworth. In the situation, I feel like Toadsworth's not the greatest on Garden because this team already has a juiced. Team 2 already has a juiced infield that Toadsworth's not going to get a lot of things over unless he gets good trajectory. But I feel like he has enough character value to pick him if he's left. I think he falls a lot in Gardens just because the infields are so much better and you're consistently focusing on getting a cracked infield. And I have Birdo and Donkey Kong flipped. Birdo would be over here just absolutely destroying Toadsworth. Any hopes of getting hit. And now, this team is going to pick a comfort bat. There's not really anything you're going to snipe. Pick whatever you're comfortable with. Again, Green Para, Green Bones, Bowser Jr., Shy Guy, and Toad would be my recommendations for a comfort bat. If you grew up playing the story mode a lot, you'll probably be familiar with Peaches and Daisy's bat, so you can pick those two. But Monty's all right if you like him, but I personally don't. I think he's very bad, so I would not be picking him. I feel like Green Shy Guy or Green Para is the best pick here for that bat and the comfort bat, just because of the castle in the middle. You can make some plays at the wall with the jumping catch if you are comfortable trying to make those. So I'd pick Para, and then they're done. They're gonna make sure Birdo is their captain. Birdo is too good not to be captain on Gardens. It's hard to score runs. You want a captain that's going to generate runs. And then this team can fill. Maybe, I don't know. I personally don't like that there is no left fielders here. Because Diddy Kong is probably the best left fielder right now. So, the option would be for you to kick Yoshi out to left, move Pianta to short. You can play Walu. I think Waluigi's a better middle infielder than Bowser. But I would probably stick with Bowser because his laser is just better. Move Toadsworth out to short and move Bro behind the plate. And then pick a pitcher. Is probably what I would do. I know I said I really want to avoid Bowser there. You can avoid Bowser by playing Bro. Or you can try to move Madge and Walu around. Try to get one of them in the middle and try to get them at second. I think they're a little bit better than Bowser. I don't think it's worth taking them off the corners when there's going to be a lot of foul balls. And then just pick Dixie Kong. And you're wanting to change captain to Luigi. Garden's draft is very hard to understand. I really wish they would have maybe banned it from Rookie Rumble. It's a very hard draft to grasp, and it's very reactionary of what my opponent took this character. I know I want to get this guy because he fills the same positional needs as the guy that they took. And that you kind of just have to maneuver the draft and get bats you're comfortable with. And then probably a mock lineup I would have for this would probably be something like this. Dixie Kong at the end, she's got a decent enough bat. Yoshi for that speed, good bat. And then Pianta is here in case. I just want my two best star hitters here that are non-captain to try to clean up. I guess Madge, he's a good singles bat regardless, starred or with the LDSS or without it. So if I get Luigi on and slab Waldo on, I would like to invest some stars to try to get them to score. Star management is super duper duper important on Peaches. That's how you're going to be scoring your runs. Is you're not going to be hitting home runs. You're going to be trying to slap around some runners and get them on by just slapping the ball around or good captain stars. So I would highly recommend practicing with Mario, Luigi, Birdo, and maybe Yoshi in the practice mode or the game. Make sure you have the unlimited stars code on, which is going to be on the mods tab under Rio. You just kind of have to scroll through it and find it. It is alphabetized till the end. Towards the end of the list, it becomes unalphabetized for the new codes, I think. But with this lineup over here, I'm just this kind of breaks the rule of what I want to do. This is how I would construct this lineup. This is maybe not how you want to do it. Like I should be getting on base with Donkey Kong 75 to 85% of the time. Then I can Birdo start. And I'm good. Then I get 2 chemistry links on for PD. That's when he's going to be 1 chemistry link. PD is a very good power threat on Gardens. Both Bowser and PD kind of struggle without chemistry. They have to make really, really, really good contact. So just kind of pitch around it, and they are wanting track power on Gardens. So, and that's why we picked Boomerang Bro and King Boo, because they have the curved trajectory. So they're pushing the ball to the outfields and towards the shortest point in the outfield. And then you have King Boo on in case P just rakes one off the wall and gets a single. Then you have King. And then I would put Boo after. If King Boo gets on, his Boo's contact zones increase and are a little bit better. I would move Wario. I think his bat's better than Mario's in this case. And it doesn't really matter what you do. I would probably put Noki above Mario just for that line drive, or Para in front of Mario for the line drive. They're both very nice it's very nice to have a line driver at the bottom or a star. A character that's independent of the star, but is also going to elevate your team with the star. Because it's very easy to get on with Wario and Boo. And then you have a star hit to bring one of them in or move the runners and get Noki on your bases loaded. So that's what the draft guide would be for Peach's Gardens. Other helpful tips just to play on Gardens is do not be afraid to pitch to Bowser and PD very aggressively. Especially just pitch to Bowser. He is not. You have to almost give it perfect contact for the ball to go out. He's not a great pitcher. Like he's not a great fielder, or he's not a great hitter in that situation. I'll quickly just demonstrate what I'm saying. Like, it is not. I'm trying to play on 2 controllers as well, so that's kind of might be why I'm missing some stuff. But Bowser is not the threat that you think he is. I'm gonna bump Madge out. I probably could have just put Bowser first. I'm gonna push it anyway, but it kind of just does illustrate that he doesn't have a whole bunch of power. That he's just gonna hit it to the warning track. Especially because center field's the shallowest part of this stage. So, do not be afraid to pitch to Bowser. Manage your stars efficiently. I would say no stars unless you are getting into scoring position or moving runners into scoring position or scoring a run. You want to make sure you have stars on Gardens. You want to be able to strike at any point with the stars. It's hard to score runs. Don't make it harder on yourself by not having stars. That is it for the draft guide, both Peaches and non-Peaches. And just, if there's any general tips, I would say, if you're still here, don't be charging with every character. I'm also gonna link Seth's pitching guide. I would recommend watching it or watching some of it. It's a little difficult to understand if you're new, but Cliff Notes version. Um, you want to when you're pitching, you kind of want to throw pitches like this or this. That one's kind of a really bad pitch. Um, but you're trying to throw pitches that are going to get them to chase on the outside and very competitive balls. Do not be afraid to throw a ball. And after you throw a couple balls, it's going to open up that inside. I just struck out a computer or nothing because they're not moving. But just illustrating the point of the competitive ball. And do not be afraid to throw balls and have pitchers go all 6 at bats. It's not a problem. If you're playing the game and getting a lot of long at bats, it's not a problem. I think that's it for most helpful tips. I'm trying to think of anything else I have. I don't think I have anything. I guess Cutoff Man is what you want to do. Oh no, Yoshi! I am on the wrong controller. I think I'm trying to move on the controller. But here, you get Luigi here. To throw to Bowser, hold L and press A, and he'll throw to the Cutoff Man. It's a very helpful one. You can just steal one base with one runner by pressing the advanced runner button and pointing it to the base you want. So here, I'm just gonna steal Birdo. Oh, I'm on the wrong. So there, I'm only sending Birdo because I went Y and to third. It also works on going back. You can just send one runner back. I'm fumbling the input, but you can just send one runner back. If you're in a rundown, it helps to just press X and to the base because it'll make them turn around quicker than mashing X. But that is all for just some helpful tips to try to get you guys more prepared for Rookie Rumble. I appreciate you guys watching this. I know it's long. I know it's rough. You don't really want to. It's not the funny kid game that we all grew up with now. It's very highly analyzed, and there's a meta. Just stick with it. Stick with the game. Stick with the grind. You're gonna get mercied. It's gonna happen. It looks it looks bleak at the start. It really does, but I promise, once you start playing the game, you're gonna fall in love with it. Go on a big grind and get a whole lot better than everyone else. That's how it works. The more you play, the better you'll get. That's gonna be it for me, guys. And thank you for watching. Peace out.